Hello and welcome everyone to a new video here on my channel. Now, before we start, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I definitely had. I'm currently in Croatia, as you probably know. If you follow me on Instagram, the link for that is down in the description below. And yeah, today I would like to do my first ranking video. And it is the top 10 movies of 2025. Now, before we start with the ranking, here are two important disclaimers. Firstly, this list may contain some spoilers for every movie you see here. I try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but I may have to talk about certain plot points for some of the movies. So just in case you have been warned. And secondly, of course, this is just my personal opinion. So I'm sure your top 10 list will look a lot different than mine because, movies are art is subjective, and we all have different opinions on what we like and what we don't like. And I mean, that's great. So instead of just telling me that my list sucks, just write down your lists in the comments below. And yeah, we can have a friendly discussion about that. So without further ado, let's start with the video. I have to say, 2025 in general wasn't the best movie year. There have been many movies this year that definitely disappointed me, and there were just very few movies where I say they were really good. So I have to say, every movie you see on this list now is a movie that in a stronger movie year probably and most likely wouldn't have made my top 10 list. So, but this year, this is my top 10 list. And yeah, I would say let's start at number 10, and that is Predator Badlands. Now, Predator Badlands is a movie where many people actually had problems with that, and I have as well. However, in general, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a great action movie. I love the fact that for the first time in a Predator movie, we have a Predator as our main character, and we get to know a lot about the Predators and their culture and their tribes. So yeah, I think. And as I said, I think the fight scenes are really, really well filmed. The movie looks very good in general. Yeah, so definitely a great movie to watch. I mean, the actions are also very gory for a PG-13 movie. But there also lies the problem a bit because my biggest problem with the movie is the same point as many other people do have as well. It feels too much like a Marvel movie for me. There's definitely a lot of humor in it that feels very Marvel-esque, especially with Elle Fanning's character and this little ape animal thing. These are definitely, your comedic sidekick characters. And yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this, and especially in the second act, it dragged the movie down a bit. So I think overall, definitely too much humor. But in general, when this movie is good, it is really good. And yeah, so overall, as I said, a movie that in a better movie year probably wouldn't have made the top 10, but this year it was enough because, yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed it. So Predator Badlands is number 10. And at number 9, we have Tron Ares. Now, again, I think a bit of a controversial movie here. Tron Ares is, again, a movie that many people didn't really like a lot. And I personally thought it was, again, a very fun movie to watch. I should say that I'm a big fan of the Tron franchise in general, especially Tron Legacy is really good in my opinion. And Tron Ares didn't disappoint me at all. I really like the idea that The idea that was already a bit of established in Tron Legacy, that it may be possible to bring digital beings to the real world. This really gets explored here in this movie, and I really, really like it. Same also like in Predator Badlands, the movie looks very, very good. I also really like the Tron-esque fight scenes you have with the discs and everything, and yeah, the Tron visuals are just all there. I can see all the digital style here you have. I also like Jared Leto as the main character Ares. Contrary to many people, I don't have a problem with Jared Leto. I actually really like him as an actor and also as a singer. I think he's good at both of them. Yeah. What I didn't like so much was actually the female main character. I think she was not a very strong character, and I would have definitely liked it more to have, Garrett Hedlund as Sam Flynn back, for example. Would have definitely been a much better main character, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, a movie that I absolutely enjoyed, and yeah, so as already said in Predator Badlands, I don't want to say it again. For every movie, in a strong movie year, that probably wouldn't have made my top 10, but here definitely had, because it was a fun watch. So Tron Ares is number 9. The reason for, maybe I should say this, the reason for why Tron Ares comes before Predator Badlands is because I think overall Tron Ares feels more like a real Tron movie, whereas Predator Badlands, as I said, it feels like a Marvel movie more than a real Predator movie. So I think Tron Ares overall got the upper hand, and it's number 9. And at number 8, we continue in a controversial way, because number 8 for me is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Again, a movie that actually disappointed many people. And I can understand why. I think it's definitely one of the weaker Mission Impossible movies. But still, it's a great action movie. I think Tom Cruise is very good again. We have great action scenes. For example, the whole underwater sequence, and also the plane sequence at the end. Very, very good material. Overall, when it comes to the movie as a whole, yeah, I think it definitely can't compete with Dead Reckoning. I think that was a lot more interesting with the AI and everything. Yeah, definitely one of the weaker Mission Impossible movies, but still, I had a great time watching that at the theater. So yeah, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Not much else to say here. It is my number 8. And coming in at number 7, we have Together, which is my favorite horror movie of the year. Now, Together, I think, is a very, very interesting concept, because it's basically two people like melting together into one. So it makes a great body horror movie. I think Dave Franco and Alison Brie were phenomenal in this movie. I mean, they're married in real life, so having these two playing a married couple together, actually very fitting. They have a great dynamic with each other, and yeah, the body horror sequences are definitely very strong. So yeah. Overall, just a very, very good movie, and yeah, one I can definitely recommend to every fan of body horror movies. And at number 6, we have a movie that actually surprised me a bit, which is Relay, or The Negotiator, as it was called here in the German-speaking area. This movie came a bit out of nowhere, and it was actually really good. I really liked the plot. I think it was a very interesting thriller, having Riz Ahmed as this negotiator who actually helps whistleblowers to make deals with the companies, protecting the whistleblowers and everything. So yeah, and Lily James was also really, really good. Same go for Sam Worthington as the main villain. Yeah, it was a very interesting movie. It was very exciting from beginning to end. I think definitely there was tension in the whole movie, which I really enjoyed. My only complaint is basically I think the twist at the end, without spoiling it, of course. Yeah, I think it's maybe not the most believable twist. It's a bit, um, it came a bit out of nowhere. But in general, I really, really like this movie, and yeah, I can definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. Definitely check out Relay. It's my number 6. And number 5, we have William Tell or Wilhelm Tell, as it is called here in the German-speaking area. I am a big fan of historical epics, and William Tell is definitely one that didn't disappoint me. It is the story. In case you don't know it, William Tell is a very important folklore hero for Switzerland, and this movie is set in the time of the war between Austria and Switzerland, and yeah, it's a big movie. It has spectacular action scenes, fight scenes. It's also pretty bloody. I think Claes Bang was very good as the main character, William Tell. So yeah, overall, just a very very exciting historical epic, and one I can definitely recommend. I think it just had a limited theatrical release in North America, but here in Europe, I think it was definitely quite a big thing. So William Tell, definitely, if you haven't seen, I can recommend you to check it out. And now at number 4, we have a movie that honestly many people really don't like, and I really don't understand why. And that is A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Now, every year there's this kind of movie where, like, everyone seems to not like it, and I just can't understand why. I think A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is a wonderful movie in many ways. I really like the two main characters. I think Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell are two very charismatic lead characters. They have a great dynamic with each other. And yeah, I really like the story of it also, that these two people basically, they have to, relive certain scenes of their past and also deal with their traumas. So yeah, for me that just worked very, very well. I don't really have anything negative to say besides probably the fact that yeah, it's not the most realistic movie because I mean, you have you have cars talking to them, and you have doors in the middle of nowhere acting as portals leading to scenes from their past, and the characters don't really question that at all. They just go on this big, bold, beautiful journey. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see a very realistic movie, yeah, then this is probably not for you. But for anyone who likes to see a good romantic drama, yeah, I can definitely recommend A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. And if you haven't checked out because it had many negative reviews, I would say give it a try. I think it is a lot better than people give it credit for. And yeah, it is my number 4. And number 3, we have a movie that I think many people have as their number 1 of the year, and that is F1. F1 is probably a movie called a cinematic masterpiece, because it was made by Joseph Kosinski, and Joseph Kosinski just knows how to make immersive movies that give you a great theater experience. F1 has amazing racing scenes. I mean, all of the way it's played out is just very phenomenal. You're on the edge of your seat for most of the movie. really, really good. Um, the story, I mean, yeah, honestly, I wasn't too invested in that. In that, I mean, it's like your classic standard standard comeback story. You have this racing car driver who has his best days behind him, played by Brad Pitt, and who has to make has a chance to make a comeback. And yeah, I mean, it's a very foreseeable story, and nothing really surprising. So it wasn't that invested into the story, which is why it's also just number 3. But anyway, rating it as a movie experience, especially a theater experience, it's definitely an amazing experience, and I can just highly recommend to check it out on the biggest screen possible. And we're heading to the final places. In number 2, we have a movie that also not many people talk about. That is Ballerina. Ballerina is a movie where actually many people thought that this won't be really good. And when the movie came out, many people were like, I think, yeah, it's actually good. And I have to say, I think it's really good. Um, I think Ana de Armas, in general, I really like her as an actress. I think she was very good in this role as an action star. Um, uh, the story was interesting with her basically searching for the people who killed her father. Um, yeah, I think the movie has your classic John Wick fight choreographies that are just great. And the one thing that really makes this movie made the caused this movie to be my number 2 of the year is the final act. The final act, which is set in Hallstatt, which is actually pretty nice to see. This movie have its final in a place in Austria. um, yeah, this is just really good. Having Ana de Armas doing all of these crazy John Wick stunt scenes, and I mean you also have John Wick himself doing some crazy shit. Yeah, I really like it, as well as Ana de Armas and Keanu Reeves actually battling it out together. So yeah, definitely a very good action movie. And the reason why this is before F1 is because I was a lot more invested in the story of Ballerina than I was in the story for F1. So yeah, overall it wins for me on this point. So Ballerina is my number 2. And now the big question is, what will be my number 1? And yeah, can make it short, and I can see the comments already coming because my number 1, yeah, I just say it. It's Avatar: Fire and Ash. Now, before you say anything, hear me out. Avatar: Fire and Ash is not a perfect movie. It definitely has problems. It's definitely way too long, and it has too many plot lines, too many characters to follow. I think James Cameron has so many different ideas for this world of Pandora, but he decided to really cram them all into one movie. I think this movie has probably enough ideas to fill a whole season of a TV show, but it's definitely way too much just for a single movie. So yeah, the movie's definitely just overloaded. But on the other hand, from a technical standpoint, this is by far the best made movie of the entire year. And it's a real, yeah, I say it, it's, in my opinion, a cinematic masterpiece. The CGI looks just perfect. And I think this is very important to say, especially in a time where, many blockbusters just don't look very good. The CGI just looks unfinished, just halfly rendered. This movie looks just great. And this is partly because you can see this is James Cameron's biggest passion project. And I really love seeing blockbusters like these where, that are not just designed to be, these corporate products that are just meant to make money. No. Here you have a filmmaker with a vision who wanted to fulfill his vision and tell it to an audience. And this for me is very, very inspiring to see, especially considering the fact that I'm also an aspiring filmmaker. So yeah, seeing that there are still directors out there where studios trust them and give them a very big budget to really fulfill their vision. I think this is just really, really inspiring. And overall, yeah, I'm a big Avatar fan in general. The first Avatar movie was the first big live action blockbuster that I've ever seen at the theater. So this always has a special place in my heart. And I also really like the second movie. And yeah, overall, I'm just very, very happy that these Avatar movies do exist, you know, because as I said, they're a unique vision from a filmmaker who is really passionate about that. I think the amount of passion and love that James Cameron put into these movies is just phenomenal. And yeah, really thankful that these movies exist. And yeah, I would definitely love to see number 4 and 5 also getting made, to see, because I think James Cameron isn't finished and he has a lot more to tell with Pandora. Yeah, and that was basically it. These are my top 10 movies of 2025. Now, and again, as I said, this is just my personal list. I would love to see yours as well. So if you like, give me your list in the comments below. It would definitely interest me to see it. And yeah. Also, if you like today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to, so that you don't miss any future videos. So that was my last video of 2025. It has been an amazing ride so far, I think. I want to thank each and every one of you who watches my videos. It really means a lot to me. And yeah, that's basically all for me to say for this video. I wish all of you a happy new year. I hope to see you again in 2026. And until then, have a great time, and of course, keep watching movies.